Good evening, this is Akashvani Kohima. I'm Navin Pradhan with the evening news and these are the headlines. Prime Minister Modi says India will be a developed nation by 2047 where corruption, casteism and communalism will have no place. ISRO successfully performs first orbit-raising maneuver of its solar mission Aditya L1. Prasar Bharati adopts state-of-the-art technology to increase the reach of Doordarshan and Akashvani, and Naga artists will perform in 17th edition celebrating Northeast India Festival in Milan, Italy. Now the news in detail. India will be a developed nation by 2047. Corruption, casteism and communalism will have no place in our national life, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi in an interview to a news agency today ahead of the G20 summit in New Delhi. He said that in G20, India's words and vision are being seen by the world as a roadmap for the future. Modi said G20 ministerial decisions taken across all domains will prove to be a pivotal for a world's future. He said India's visions are not merely ideas. In fact, he said many positive impacts are coming out of India's G20 presidency. The Prime Minister remarked the theme of India's G20 presidency, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, is not just a slogan but also a comprehensive philosophy derived from the country's cultural ethos. Modi said Africa is a top priority for India in G20. Modi said no future plan of Earth can succeed without all voices being heard. He also said India will be in top 3 economies of the world in the near future, citing the country's record of jumping 5 spots in less than a decade. The Prime Minister said dialogue and diplomacy is the only way to resolve different conflicts in different regions. He said whether as G20 president or not, India will support every effort to ensure peace across the world. Indian Space Research Organization ISRO has successfully performed the first Earthbound manoeuvre of the country's maiden solar mission Aditya L1 from ISTRAC, Bengaluru. In its tweet, the Indian Space Agency has said that ISTRAC has successfully carried out the Earthbound manoeuvre today morning and the spacecraft has attained a new orbit of 245 kilometers by 22,459 kilometers. The satellite is healthy and operating normally, it added. The next maneuver is scheduled for the 5th of September around 3 p.m. The satellite will undergo four Earthbound orbital maneuvers before placing in the transfer orbit towards the Lagrange point L1 in 125 days. Aditya L mission will provide information on solar corona and conduct in situ observations of the solar wind at L1 point, which is about 1.5 million kilometers away from the Earth. Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle C-57 had successfully launched Aditya L1 spacecraft yesterday. Prasar Bharati is adopting the state-of-the-art technology to increase the reach of Doordarshan and Akashvani across the country. Member Finance of Prasar Bharati, DPS Negi, while presiding over a review meeting in Raipur yesterday, said that being a public broadcaster, Prasar Bharati wants to set an example. Negi said that efforts are being made for the expansion of FM transmission of Akashvani in the hilly terrains, left-wing extremism-affected areas and other remote places of the country. During his one-day visit in Chhattisgarh, Negi held a meeting of officials of Doordarshan and Akashvani in Raipur and reviewed the progress of ongoing projects and other functions and gave necessary instructions. Northeast Institute of Fashion Technology, NEIFT, is organizing the 17th edition of Mega Event celebrating Northeast India Festival in association with Consulate General of India, Milan, on 9th of this month. It will be held at the historic museum Villa Nece Campiglio in the fashion capital of the world, Milan, in Italy. Festival director celebrating Northeast India Festival, Vikram Rai Medi, said the Meghalaya tourism and Nagaland tourism have come forward to join hands in presenting the vibrant region of the country to the who's who of Milan's cultural connoisseurs and political leaders. Senior PRO, Government of Nagaland, Lisapila Iyer, while addressing the media, said that the festival at Milan will be a curtain raiser for the European tourists as the Hornbill Festival is celebrating its silver jubilee in its next year edition, and Milan being the cultural capital of Italy, Nagaland will get an opportunity to showcase its rich heritage to the European community. 8 fashion designers from northeastern region will display their exotic collection in sustainable textiles and waves of the northeast to be showcased by the top models of Milan fashion industry. You are listening to the news from Akashvani, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. In Assam, the CID has arrested 7 Assam police personnel in an alleged extortion case that happened at Bajali district. Police sources said that 4 of them were arrested yesterday, while 3 cops, including an additional SP rank officer, have been arrested today. The CID is further investigating the matter. All of them allegedly extorted money from a businessman recently at Bajali district in the state. Following the complaint from the businessman, CID registered a case and swung into action. Chief of Army Staff COAS General Manoj Pandey reviewed security and operational preparedness in forward areas along the line of control LOC of the Rajouri sector yesterday. The General Officer Commanding-in-Chief and Northern Command Lieutenant General Upendra Dwivedi, along with other senior army officers, briefed the Army Chief about the operational preparedness and the situation prevailing on the LOC with Pakistan, including infiltration attempts by the militants. He was also briefed that most of such intrusions were foiled by the alert troops. The Army Chief appreciated the operational readiness and effective domination of the line of control. Reserve Bank of India (RBI) has said that the total value of 2,000 rupee banknotes received back from circulation is 3.32 lakh crore rupees up to August 31. According to a press note, 93% of the 2,000 rupee banknotes in circulation as of May 19, 2023 have since been returned. RBI appealed to citizens to utilize the remaining period until 30th of this month to deposit or exchange the 2,000 rupee banknotes held with them. Assam Rifles organized a musical fest under the theme Rhythm of Nagas at Rangapahar Military Station, Dimapur yesterday. A press release of the Assam Rifles said the event was organized for fostering the talented youth of Nagaland and providing a platform to display the rich Naga culture and its unbreakable bond with music. General Officer Commanding of Spear Corps, Lieutenant General H.S. Sahi, graced the occasion as chief guest. The evening began with lighting of lamp by Lieutenant General and Mrs. H.S. Sahi as a symbolic gesture for commencement of the event. The artists were Imna Yadan, Tribal Creed Troupe, 5 Minutes Band, May Temsa, Bright Light Choir and Mayoni Finau, as well as the jazz bands of Assam Rifles. The Native Tracks Society (NTS) has announced the 15th edition of Music Awards of Nagaland (MAN) to showcase and honor those working within the local music industry. In a release, NTS invited artists, recording studios, producers or their representatives to submit original compositions recorded within Nagaland and released after September 1, 2022 till date. Entry forms and rules can be downloaded from MAN Facebook page at Music Nagaland or availed from WhatsApp number 7005251186. The deadline for submission of entries is 25th of this month. And to end the news, a reminder of the headlines. Prime Minister Modi says India will be a developed nation by 2047, where corruption, casteism and communalism will have no place. ISRO successfully performs first orbit-raising manoeuvre of its solar mission, Aditya L1. Prasar Bharati adopts state-of-the-art technology to increase the reach of Doordarshan and Akashvani, and Naga artists will participate in the 17th edition celebrating Northeast India Festival in Milan, Italy. And that's all the news we have for you this evening. Good night.